Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel run entirely by Dr. Pepper and Autistic Thoughts. Today I'm showing you how to use, how to get, and how to best build your Braton Vandal. Now, first of all, how to farm it. Well, you go to Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, and unless I'm mistaken, every 2 waves, you have a chance to get either the blueprint, a part of the Braton Vandal, a relic, like several relics honestly, or same thing goes with the Lado Vandal. We have another video coming for the Lado Vandal, don't worry about it. I'm really liking these weapons, so that's how you get it. Now, how do you use it? Well, this is like a regular machine gun. It fires fast, it's pretty good, got pretty good crit stats, basic, but this is an incarnate weapon. So what incarnate weapons do are if you get headshots, or weak point kills as the game now calls them since they're not always headshots, you charge your incarnate gauge. And after you charge your incarnate gauge, you get access to a new firing mode. As you can see, the firing mode on this weapon is very powerful. The alt fire does absolutely good work. But what build is causing this mayhem? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Well, first of all, for the arcanes we have on my warframe, I have Arcane Rage. Hang on, it's going to show up in a second. Arcane Rage and Arcane Acceleration. Let me just move my head a little bit. Arcane Acceleration and Arcane Rage. Those are what allow me to get such good power and attack speed. Now, as for the Braton Vandal itself, we have Primary Merciless for our Arcane, because I don't want to always force myself to get headshots, so I don't really care about Deadhead. I'd have a lot more damage if I did Deadhead, sure, but I don't really care too much. Now, normally, hang on, let me move myself out of the way real quick so you can see this. Normally, I wouldn't have Rifle Ammo Mutation, and I would put Stabilizer in there for an incarnate weapon such as this. But later into discussing the build, you will see why I need the Rifle Ammo Mutation to make this work. So just be patient and see. Now moving myself back. Now for the normal mods, we have Serration for base damage. Though the Arcane could technically cover it, I prefer to have a base damage mod on my weapon just in case I don't have an arcane-based frame on me. So just in case I'm using just like, let's say I have Sevagoth and I'm normally blowing everything up, I can take this weapon out and it's still very reliable. So that way it's just kind of a flex slot in that case. So it's usable on any frame. Then we have High Voltage, and for electricity and status chance. We have critical delay for critical chance, but we lose a little bit of fire rate, which our arcane takes care of for us. Then we have malignant force for status chance and toxin. Now our electricity and toxin combine into corrosive, which is very useful in getting rid of armor on enemies. Now armor isn't necessarily the best stat as it used to be, but it's still good to strip armor if you got a second to do so, so I prefer that. And then we got the good oldies of Galvanized Chamber and Galvanized Scope. Basically, you kill, you gain multi-shot. It's really useful, you get a ton of multi-shot. And then on Galvanized Scope, you get a ton of critical chance on kill. And then when you get a headshot kill, you get even more critical chance, stacking up to 5 times for a certain amount of time. Then we have Vital Sense for more critical damage, because, you know, this weapon's built to be a critical monster. Everything considered, I have 5.6 critical multiplier. It's fantastic. And finally, I have Thermite Rounds. Now, I have Thermite Rounds because heat's just a great status effect and has a decent multiplier against almost all enemies. I think it's like neutral against the corpus, but almost everything else is weak against fire. You know the meme? Kill it with fire. Warframe took that to heart, really. Now, as for my incarnate evolutions. First evolution's obvious. You just weak point hits charge the incarnate transmutation. Now, second one is why I think, the second one is why I have the Exilus mod that I do. I have munitions grit. Basically, increases your base damage by 8. Multi-shot consumes ammo directly from your capacity and does plus 58% damage. And then you get a bunch of multi-shot on top of it. Now, that 58% damage seems to be a separate multiplier than every other damage multiplier. Feel free to crucify me and correct me if I'm wrong, but like, when I'm not using munitions grit, this weapon feels a little underpowered, and I don't really use channeled abilities, so Daring Reverie doesn't feel good. Even though you get more base damage to begin with, the channeled ability thing just doesn't work for me. So munitions grit is what I prefer. Now our next evolution, we have, the one I took at least, Gunsmoke Pickup. On punch through hit, 20% chance for ammo restored. But I'm going to change that right now, actually, because I forgot to put punch through on this weapon. So right now, I'm going to take the minus weapon recoil and plus accuracy. That is what I'm going to take, because if you had punch through on this weapon, Gunsmoke Pickup would be the best option. But I forgot to put that on this weapon for this build. Maybe another build another day. But right now, we're going for Void's Guidance. Now finally, for the last evolution, we have a choice between Critical Parallel, which increases base critical chance and crit damage, which you would think would be the option here. You think that would be the play here. But it's not. And then we have Prelude of Might, which means shots fired with a critical chance lower than 50% increase the base critical chance multiplier. Now, we're getting red crits out the ass with this thing, so that is not an option we want to take. So I took Survivor's Edge. Basically, we got a base critical chance plus and a base status chance plus. Now, if you'll remember... Hang on, where'd I put that thing? There it is. If you'll remember, we have High Voltage, Malignant Force, and Thermite rounds on here. So to make the most use of the status chance from these mods, I actually took Survivor's Edge, so I have 70% status chance. Now, if you wanted to go pure crit, I wouldn't blame you. It's a pretty cool build to go full crit on. But status really does help. It really does help. Now you may be like, sure, in a training area, this is all great and all that. But how does this work in a Steel Path mission? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let's head on over to Draco on Ceres on the Steel Path and find out. My favorite training ground. Alright, now we're loading up Draco on Ceres, my favorite place to demonstrate builds. Now this is Steel Path, no need to worry. I also may or may not have forgotten to record this the first time through. I meant to click the recording button, but I hit the replay buffer button, so that was my bad, a little bit of my bad. Anyway, shoot these creatures. The damage shall begin to scale. Scaling damage, I love damage, I love damage, I'm gonna kill everyone, I'm gonna kill everyone. You don't get to survive today, Mr. Grenier Clone. Only I get to survive today. And you wanna know what else? I have shield regen, because I'm playing Uriel. Great for survivability, genuinely. But anyway, sir? It's not allowed. It's not allowed. Why are you still shooting at me? Why are you still shooting at me? I got a holding guard engaged to shove up your ass. Now, this is the part of the video where I just talk about stuff and demonstrate how busted this weapon is on the Steel Path-based mission. Now, if there's like a place you'd prefer I demonstrate these, feel free to let me know in the comments. Like, maybe you want me to demonstrate the weapon in the Descendia for some reason. If enough people ask, I'll be sure to do that, but right now I don't have nearly enough of an audience to request that. Which is regrettable, but who knows? Maybe this video will get enough likes and subscribes and people watching the entire video to be like, hey, yeah, the algorithm knows this guy does good content. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That would be really cool, my brother. Anyway, I'm gonna go burn these guys to death. A little bit of hellfire never hurt anyone except my enemies, of course. It does hurt my enemies, but it sure as hell doesn't hurt me. You'll love to see it. Anyway, I'm going down here because the life support's over here, and we're gonna need to use that in a bit. Well, not in a bit, but like If last run was anything to go by, it's gonna have to be used at some point. Oh, and just so you know, there were no ability strength shards on my frame. It all has to do with, no wait, there are only ability strength mods on my, shards on my English, can you not fail me? There are only ability strength shards on my, frame. So that means no shards are going to be changing the abilities of this weapon at all. There's no, like, shards that'll give me more crit rate or status chance, as the case may be. Anyway, we are halfway through this. Very nice. Sir. Oh, you're dead. Alright, well, be that way. Be that way and die at my feet. Little wimp ass. Anyone else over here that's gonna die? Looks like it. Let me pop a heal real quick.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Lots of enemies over here. Holy shit. You would think there'd be less, but I mean, well, no, you wouldn't think there'd be less. This is goddamn Steel Path. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? This is motherfucking Steel Path. Of course there'd be more enemies. Of course there'd be more enemies. Oh, they're attacking me from behind. No wonder I was taking so much damage. I was getting back shots from the enemies. Ain't that lovely? Ain't that lovely? Sir. This is a Wendy's. This is a Wendy's, and I just happen to be fully armed. Look out! He's got a gun! Got your nose! Look out! He's got a nose! Or however those ASDF memes go. I love ASDF. ASDF was like the best brain rot I can imagine as a child. That is implying that any brain rot's good, but we're not going to talk about that for a moment. Anyway, we got 1 more minute left for the mission, and then we gotta fight the Acolyte. Just to show you that this does enough damage to an Acolyte to actually hurt them. Because, you know, Acolytes are kind of tanky. If you don't got a proper build, you're pretty fucked against the Acolyte. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what item I just got. I don't pay attention to shit, I guess.
Additional life support has arrived.
Acolyte, where are you? I want to beat you up. Please. Please, Mr. Acolyte. We're doing like 40,000 damage a bullet. It's great. Hit. Shit, I got hit with a status effect. Ain't that lovely? Ain't that lovely? Honestly, at moments like this, I wish I did put punch through on this weapon. As I said, that's a valid approach. That's a valid approach to this weapon to put punch through on this. I wasn't exactly going to argue with anyone to put punch through on this weapon. It would be kind of stupid, like, yeah, of course you can put punch through on this weapon. That's actually a good move. Anyway, Mr. Man's showing up real quick. Let me just, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. And he's dead. Now let's get our asses to extraction, and I'll do my outro. Aye. Alrighty, that is the end of today's video. I actually remembered to hit the record button this time. Ain't that a miracle? Anyway, if you enjoyed today's content, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I will see you all next time in your dreams, where I'm ripping off your kneecaps repeatedly until you like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.